Hello, everyone. So I think it's time for us to start these information sessions. So first of all, let me introduce myself to you. I'm Dr. Danny Leung, as you can see from the cover slide here. My name is just written down here. I'm Dr. Danny Leung. Definitely, I'm from the Open University of Hong Kong, and specifically, I'm actually coming from the School of Education and Languages, where these two programs that you might be interested in actually come from. So I'm sure that everybody here is interested in these two English language related programs. You may be interested in the very first one, which is English language studies, or the second one, which is also related to English language studies, but you would like to turn yourself into an English teacher, either in a primary school or secondary school in Hong Kong. So that's the English language education program. So in the following 30 minutes or so, I'm going to introduce these two programs to you. And if you do have any questions, just feel free to drop your questions in the chat box, or you can actually ask me the questions in a Q&A section after my presentation here. All right, so just feel free to drop me any questions or ask me any questions after this presentation. All right, so just to introduce myself again to you, I'm Danny. All right. Right, so as I've just mentioned to you, you should be interested in one of these two full-time bachelor's degree programs for direct application. So when we are talking about direct application, I'm sure that you know it's not from Jupilis. So if you want to apply for one of these two programs via this direct application, make sure that you should not be a current DSE student, so that you are not actually in the overall Jupilis admission exercise for this year. All right, so if you are sitting for the Hong Kong DSE examination for this year, if you're actually in the Jupilis program this year, you will not be eligible for these direct application processes. So make sure that you have to be a non-Jupilis applicant. Then you can actually apply to us via this direct application process. All right, so as I've just mentioned, you should be interested in one of these two English language related programs. So the very first one is Bachelor of English Language Studies with Honours, and its nickname is actually what we call single degree program, because we've got two English programs, and this one is nicknamed as the single degree program. And we offer three different entries, three different possibilities for you to join this program and to graduate from this program, either year one entry, which means that you have to spend 4 years with us, or year two entry. In other words, you have to spend 3 years with us, or the year three entry. Okay, in other words, you just have to spend 2 years with us in order for you to walk away from us with the bachelor's degree. All right, but if you're interested in turning yourself into an English teacher, apart from brushing up your English language knowledge, you might be interested in these, what we call double degree program. Bachelor of Education with Honours in English Language Teaching and Bachelor of English Language Studies with Honours. So as you can see, we've got these degree here, this qualification here, which is English language teaching. In other words, you will be able to be either a primary school English teacher or a secondary school English teacher after completing this program. But unlike this single degree program here, where we can see three different entries, here for the double degree, it's just because of the teaching components, and year three entry is not possible. Year three entry is not offered for the double degree, but just year one entry. In other words, you spend 4 years with us, or year two entry. In other words, you will spend 3 years with us. There is no year three entry for the English double degree program. So as I've just mentioned, for the single degree here, or a single degree program here, so as usual, you will be spending 4 years with us with the normal autumn term, round about September to December, and the following spring term, round about January to April or May. All right, so if you apply for us via this year one entry, so you will start here and you will be spending 4 years with us. Year two entry, 3 years. Year three entry, 2 years. All right, but unlike the single degree program, the double degree program only offers two pathways, two entries, year one entry and year two entry. So you might have a question here. For most double degree programs in Hong Kong, Say, for example, if you have to do an English language education program at other universities in Hong Kong, that's actually a double degree program, because normally for the English language education program, it's related to English language studies. So it has to be a double degree program. For most double degree education, English language education related programs in Hong Kong, normally you have to spend 5 years for your study. But here, as you can see, our English language education teacher training program only takes 4 years to finish. In other words, if you choose to do our English language double degree program to be an English teacher, you simply have to do 4 years, and you will be able to start earning money as a primary school English teacher or secondary school teacher 1 year faster than your secondary school schoolmates who are actually doing a similar program but elsewhere in Hong Kong, because most other programs, related programs, have to spend 5 years. But here, as you can see, we make use of 2 of your summer holidays. We have the year 2 summer term and the year 3 summer term, in order for you to catch up with what your schoolmates, what your friends have to do in their 5th year of study elsewhere in Hong Kong. All right, and that's why this is definitely an advantage, or is something really a highlight for these English double degree program, because you just have to spend 4 years in order for you to complete an English language education double degree program, which is really fascinating, I would have to say. Okay. So as I've just mentioned, we've got year 1 entry for both the English single degree and the English double degree. But make sure that if you have to apply for year 1 entry via these direct application process, you have to make sure that you are not a dubious applicant. You are not currently in this year, 2021, the Hong Kong DSE student. That's something straightforward enough. All right. And you may actually have other qualifications. So I'm not going to read everything here for you, because everything is actually on our program website. So if you're really interested in whether you are eligible for these year 1 entry, so the very first thing for this direct application is that you should not be a current Hong Kong DSE student, and you should not be applying for any dubious admission for 2021. Okay, that's something very important. And you may be having some non-local qualifications. So obtain grade E or above in 2 advanced level subjects, or 1 advanced level plus 2 advanced supplementary subjects in these 2 examinations. All right. Or for many of you, you're actually coming from the IB system. All right. If you are if you're about to graduate from the IB diploma, and the minimum score for your IB has to be 24 in order for you to be eligible for the application for year 1 entry of these 2 programs, single degree and double degree programs. All right. But if you intend to apply for year 2 entry for either the English single degree program or English double degree program, first of all, again, you cannot be a dubious student, all right? But you should have obtained or will obtain an associate degree or a high diploma, which has nothing to do with English language studies. In other words, your associate degree that you're now doing, or your associate degree or high diploma that you will obtain, is actually in, say, for example, in psychology, in mathematics, or in any other disciplines which are not related to English language studies, then you may be eligible to apply for our year 2 entry. All right. So if you really want to apply for our year 3 entry, definitely similar to year 2 entry, you should have obtained, or you will obtain in 2021, round about June or July, when you're about to graduate from your associate degree or high diploma. So you should have obtained, or you will obtain an associate degree or a high diploma. And these associate degree and this high diploma has a substantial coverage in English language studies. Now, if that's the case, in other words, if your associate degree or if your high diploma is English language related, you will be eligible to apply for Year 3 entry. In other words, those courses in Year 1 and Year 2 will be exempted. And you simply have to start with Year 3 and you spend 2 years with us, and then you will be able to graduate from this English single degree program. All right, so just make sure that you know which entry you should apply for. First, if you're interested in the English single degree, Year 1, Year 2, or Year 3, depending on your own qualifications. But if you're interested in the English education degree, which is the double degree, you want to be an English teacher. So it should be either Year 1 or Year 2, also depending on your prior qualifications. So it's very interesting because I'm sure that most of you here will be interested in knowing more about what you will be gaining after studying these English language studies and English language education degree. And here are the 4 highlights, 4 objectives, all right, 4 very important qualities or attributes that you should be able to be equipped with after your graduation from the English programs. Here we are. A high level of both written and spoken English proficiency. You are an English language major and you are an English graduate. Of course, you should be able to speak and write the English language well. And on average, our students, our graduates from the English programs can actually obtain the overall band score for IELTS of 7.0. That's the average score. And many of our students and graduates can actually obtain 7.5 or even 8 or 8.5 for the overall band score for the IELTS test, which is fairly a high and impressive result, okay? And if you have to make use of this IELTS result for you to go abroad, say for example, normally 6.5 would be the minimum requirement. For some of the countries and some of the institutions, they require 7.0. But as you can see here, the average score for our English language students is actually 7.0. So which is to say, our courses and our 2 English language programs will make sure that you should be able to speak and write. In other words, you should be able to be a proficient English user, all right? But apart from speaking and writing the English language well, you should be able to have the in-depth knowledge of the English language system. Now, unlike how English is taught in a secondary school or primary school, when it's about majoring in the English language, we are not simply talking about speaking and writing the English language well. We're also talking about, and that's why for most of the courses in these single degree and double degree, they're actually about how you can analyze English, how you can know more about how the English system works, so that you can actually analyze, appreciate, evaluate, and use the English language better, in a much better way. So that's basically what we call English linguistics. So apart from English proficiency courses, we also have an array of English linguistics courses, how you can have this kind of in-depth knowledge of English language system via all these English linguistics courses, which are really fascinating. And you will know some of the examples of those English linguistics courses later on in one of the PowerPoint slides. And the third objective here, a critical ability and practical tools to analyze and appreciate language and literature in context. Yes, not only are we just talking about English linguistics, it's because it's about English language studies, we also talk about English literature. All right, you will be studying poems, Harry Potter, which is a very famous English fiction for children, okay, children's literature, and even the very famous, one of the most famous English writers, okay, in the English history, William Shakespeare. And you will have a chance to read William Shakespeare's, one of the most famous plays by William Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, in one of the English literature courses. So both English linguistics courses as well as English literature courses will be involved in these English language single degree and double degree programs. Last but not least, we're not just talking about English history, because you would say that, oh, we have to study English literature. It seems as if everything is in the past. No, we are also going to talk about how English is actually used in the 21st century online. How is English used online? So different kinds of English that you may experience on the YouTube channel, where we actually analyze how English functions as a lingua franca, functions as a global language online on different kinds of online social platforms and media. So that's basically the fourth thing that we're going to do. Understanding of language and society and the role of English in the world. Not just the world in the past, but also in the contemporary world, in the 21st century. How is actually the English language used, all right? So these are actually the four highlights and objectives that both the English single degree and the English double degree will actually equip our students with. But specifically for the English double degree program, it's just because this program trains English teachers. And that's why we do have some more highlights and objectives for the English double degree program. Here we are. Understanding of the growth and development of learners and the significance of social context. If you have to teach well, if you have to teach the English language well, you have to understand the growth, and you have to understand how the English language, being a second language for most Hong Kong students, how can this language, the English language, being the second language for most Hong Kong learners, will actually be taught and learned in an L2 second language classroom setting with reference to different kinds of social contexts. So all these will be taught in the double degree English language education courses. So ability to perceive implications for classroom teaching. Yes, we will teach you theories as well as skills, the technical know-how for you to conduct your English lessons in a primary school classroom or in a secondary school classroom. Awareness of the need for ongoing professional, intellectual, and personal development. So it's not just about teaching English, it's about teaching in general. So it's not just about teaching a subject matter. It's also about, by teaching English, it's a matter of how teachers can see this kind of ongoing professional, intellectual, and personal development, not just in terms of being a teacher, but also in terms of their learners, your students in your own classroom. Okay, all of this will be taught in our English language education courses. And also, design and implement English language curriculum projects based on the needs of learners or as a response to societal change. So you can't just teach whatever you want. You have to know who the students are, how they are like, what's their proficiency level, in order for you to design and implement suitable English language curriculum projects and curriculum plans for your students. All right, so you have to know all these in order for you to have a good lesson plan to be implemented in your own language classroom. Definitely, we rely on technology in the 21st century. So we have to thank these online platforms soon. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had the chance for us to have this kind of online information day. So how teachers can actually use relevant IT knowledge, information technology knowledge and skills effectively in delivering their classes, all right, teaching for study and in general. So promote student development through counseling and extracurricular activities. It's not just about teaching, it's also about how you can actually take care of the students' psychological development. So some of the theories of these kind of psychological development in learners will also be taught in our education courses. Last but not least, critically reflect on your own teaching and learning. So all these will be mentioned in the English language education courses. Right, so I've been mentioning a lot about how these and that will be introduced in these and that course. So here we are. So in these two English language related programs, in these 4 years, 3 years, or 2 years of study, okay, it really depends on which entry you will be admitted to. You will be experiencing the following 5 different types of courses in your study. First, language proficiency, as I've just mentioned, the English speaking, reading, writing, and listening skills. All these 4 skills in terms of how you can actually use the English language proficiently will be taught in this area of language proficiency courses. But apart from that, you will also be in touch with these linguistics and language studies courses, because it's not just talking about how well you can speak or write the language. It's also about how deep you understand something in terms of that, like the in-depth knowledge of how the English language works, all right, in these linguistics and language studies courses. Definitely for the English language teachers, you have to do these English language education courses. But apart from these major courses, we will also ask our students to do different outside discipline courses. Now, what's meant by these outside discipline courses? They are outside your own discipline. So for these outside discipline courses, you are actually free to choose whatever courses provided by the Open University of Hong Kong. In other words, say for example, if you are interested in making money, making your own pocket money more profitable in terms of business or investment, you can actually enroll for one of the investment courses by the School of Business and Administration at OUHK. And if you are interested in healthcare, you may actually do an elective course offered by the School of Health and Nursing, all right, by studying something about healthcare. So, you know, we've got 5 faculties, 5 different schools at the OUHK. For these outside discipline courses, you are definitely encouraged to do some other courses in other disciplines so as to widen your horizons. You will know more, not simply from the program that you're majoring in, but also from some other courses that you're interested in. So these are what we call the outside discipline courses, all right? And last but not least, you will have a chance to do some general education courses, okay? In order for you to know more about different aspects, which are very important for you to strive for your success in life or your own personal growth and development. So all those will be mentioned in those general education courses. So basically, you can see these are the 5 different types of courses that you will be doing if you are in our English language programs. So specifically, as I've just mentioned, the language proficiency courses, here you are. So you can see effective use of English, yeah, for reading, writing, listening, speaking. All the 4 skills of using the English language will be covered. And last but not least, that's the preparing for IELTS. You will have a chance to take this course and to sit for the final exam as the IELTS test. All right, and you will know the overall band score that you're going to get. All right, and just to remind you, the average score for our English majors is 7.0, which is fairly a high and impressive result. And yes, I've just mentioned linguistics and language studies courses. So here we are. You will know how the English language is actually structured in terms of its words, its sentences, in terms of grammar, sounds, pronunciation, in terms of phonetics and phonology. How are the English sounds made? And how are the English words uttered and patterned in this kind of continuous speech? All of this will be mentioned when we are talking about structured formal English in terms of sounds. And of course, meaning, all right? Semantics, blah, 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 blah. So we've got many, many different English linguistics courses here. But specifically, I would like to draw your attention to these 2 pairs of courses, pragmatics or intercultural pragmatics. Now, these 2 are the elective courses in our program. In other words, when it comes to these particular course, you can choose to do either pragmatics with us at the OUHK, or you can choose to do intercultural pragmatics, which is actually a course offered by the University of Warwick. Yes, this is what we call a credit-bearing overseas course. If you do not choose to do pragmatics, it means you would like to choose to do Intercultural Pragmatics. But this course is not to be offered by the OUHK, but by one of the top 10 universities in the UK. That's the University of Warwick. So if you choose to do Intercultural Pragmatics as this 5 credit-bearing course, you will have the chance to go to the UK, all right, during summer to do this course on the Warwick campus, and you will be taught by the professors, lecturers, and the tutors responsible for this Intercultural Pragmatics course at the University of Warwick. So you will have a chance to go to the UK. You will be staying there for a month for you to do this course. Now, but it really depends on the pandemic. If the pandemic is as serious as what we can see now in the coming summer 2021, I'm afraid we can't actually have this Intercultural Pragmatics course. But if the virus is all right, is gone, all right, or is actually less serious in summer 2021, then you will have a chance to get enrolled for this course and go to the UK, the University of Warwick, to do these 5 credit-bearing course, which is Intercultural Pragmatics. But if you think that, no, I love Hong Kong, I don't think I will travel that far to do a course, don't worry. You can stay here in Hong Kong and you can actually do this one, which is Pragmatics with us. All right, so it's either one of the two. Right, so apart from the English language studies courses, for the double degree students, it's just because you have to be an English teacher, you will have a chance to do all these English language education courses. All right. Yes, how about the recognized qualifications? The qualifications that you will be able to get after graduating from these 2 programs. First, if you graduate from either the English single degree or the English double degree, you will have a bachelor's degree, which is as locally and internationally well recognized as other similar bachelor's degrees awarded by other universities in Hong Kong. So our single degree, our English single degree, and our English double degree are actually no different in terms of recognition, both locally and internationally, when compared with similar bachelor's degree awarded by those prestigious universities in Hong Kong, such as Hong Kong U or CUHK, the Chinese University of Hong Kong. So there should be no worries in terms of the recognition of the bachelor's degrees awarded by the OUHK. No worries. And yeah, if you graduate from one of these 2 programs, you will have the bachelor's degree majoring in English, which is the English language major degree recognized by the Education Bureau of Hong Kong. All right, so I'm sure that some of you here should know that this English language major degree is a must for all English teachers in Hong Kong. If you want to be a fully qualified English teacher in Hong Kong, no matter in a primary school or in a secondary school, as long as you want to be a fully qualified English teacher in Hong Kong, this English language major degree recognized by the Education Bureau, EDB, is a must. So if you graduate from either the English single degree or the English double degree, you will have this English language major degree, which is a must for all English teachers in Hong Kong. But if you really have to be a fully qualified English teacher in Hong Kong, not only do you have to possess the English language major degree, you also have to possess a teacher training qualification. Now, this teacher training qualification is not offered to you by doing just a single degree, but you have to graduate from the double degree in order for you to obtain this teacher training qualification. So if you graduate from the English language education double degree, you will have 1 plus 2. Here we are, 1 plus 2, as well as 3. You will be fully exempted from LPAT, all right? And you will be recognized by the Education Bureau of Hong Kong as a fully qualified English teacher, because by doing this English double degree, you will have the PGDE thing, all right, or the English language education thing, which is for teacher training, which is actually a teacher training qualification, all right? So by successfully completing the English double degree, you will be a fully qualified English teacher, all right? But if you simply graduate from the English single degree, if you really want to be an English teacher, after graduating from the bachelor's degree, you can do a PGDE here with us at OUHK or somewhere else in Hong Kong. Quite a number of universities in Hong Kong offer the PGDE program, which is postgraduate diploma in education. And if you really want to be an English teacher, then you will have to do a PGDE specialized in English, all right, in English language teaching. So that's something that the English single degree students could do, all right, after graduating from the single degree, and then you do a PGDE in order for you to be a fully qualified English teacher. But for the English double degree student, there's no need for you to do the PGDE, because after completing the double degree, you will already be a fully qualified English teacher. All right. Right, so some other learning opportunities, yes, as I just mentioned, apart from the major courses, you will also have a chance to do the outside discipline courses as well as the general education courses, and you will have a chance to join different societies, definitely one of which would be the Student English Society. And for the double degree students, definitely you have a chance to go to the primary school to do 6 weeks of teaching practice, and you will also have a chance to go to a secondary school to do another 6 weeks of teaching practice. And last but not least, let me introduce to you, we also offer a chance for our students to go on this immersion program. And this immersion program will take place in an English speaking country. In other words, if you really want to brush up, if you really want to improve your English language, one of the best ways for you to do so is to have yourself immersed, totally immersed in an English-speaking environment. An environment which is totally speaking the English language, definitely will have to go to an English-speaking country, which would be, again, the University of Warwick in the UK, all right? So this English language and culture immersion program is actually taking place annually, round about the summertime, because if you have to go to the UK in the wintertime, it would be dreadfully cold, all right? It's freezing, okay, in the UK in winter. And that's why it's much better for us to go to the UK round about May, June, which is the summertime in the UK. And if you join this English language and culture immersion program, you will have a chance to go to the University of Warwick to do a 3-week immersion program. All right, so as you can see here, it's organized every summer. So again, let's keep our fingers crossed. If everything goes well, if the virus goes away from us, then we can actually go on, and you guys can actually go on this English language and culture immersion program in the UK in the coming summer, which is round about May or June in 2021. So let's keep our fingers crossed. And it's organized every summer, and program contents, yeah, you will know everything you have to know about British culture. British music, British advertising, British food. British food is not just about fish and chips, even though fish and chips is the most famous, world famous British food. That should be something else that you should be aware of, okay? And British family. Definitely you will, in the classroom, okay, you will have different kinds of activities and project work, learning something about English literature and something about what we call ethnographic research. So it's not just about sightseeing. You will also have the chance to do some courses and some mini classes at the University of Warwick to brush up on your English language. And yeah, we will also have some kind of sightseeing. You will have a chance to go to the Warwick Castle, and you will also have a chance to go to Oxford, All right, so it's a very nice place where you can see different colleges under the University of Oxford, okay, the Oxford University in the UK, and you will also have a chance to visit, not just to read Shakespeare's poems or plays, but you will also have a chance to go to the birthplace of Shakespeare in the middle part of the UK, which is what we call Stratford-upon-Avon. Okay, it's right above a river. Okay, so the name is what we call Stratford-upon-Avon. Avon means A-V-O-N, means river. All right, it's a Germanic word. So Stratford, okay, which is the place, but the whole place, Stratford is above the river. So the whole place, the birthplace of Shakespeare, Stratford-upon-Avon. Okay, it's a very lovely, warm place. Okay, so you will see a museum, which is this one. Okay, the Shakespeare's birthplace and the museum, and you will know more about Shakespeare, exactly in the place where Shakespeare was born. All right, and in order for you to speak the English language 24 hours a day, we will actually organize homestay for you. In other words, after the school time in the daytime, you will go back not to your hostel, not to a hotel room, but to a British family. You will be staying with a British family. You will stay with them, you will sleep in one of their rooms, and you will spend time with them for a month, for 3 weeks to 4 weeks. Okay, so just to make sure that you will learn some authentic English. Okay, learn English, speak English with the English people. All right, 24 hours a day. Okay, during this 3-week immersion program. So you have some kind of cultural exchange. You will have some kind of experience housing and family trust in the UK. The most important of all is that you will be able to speak English all the time. Okay, so let's keep our fingers crossed. And if the pandemic is less severe, we should be able to have a chance to go to the UK and to go on this immersion program in the summertime, right? So last but not least, I think it's time for us to take a look at the things, jobs, the career, okay, which is resulted in from our 2 programs. Definitely, if you are doing the English double degree, by completing the English double degree, you would be either a primary school English teacher or a secondary school English teacher. But being an English teacher is not the only way out for our English language single degree students. All right, so let's take a look here. Both degrees equip you as a professionally qualified English teacher, having met the language major and language proficiency requirements for English teachers. And both degrees equip you well for career in any field in which the English language proficiency is necessary. I would have to say, the better your English is, the better, the higher the chance that you will be in order for you to secure a better job. All right, because in almost all domains in Hong Kong, English is required. So the better your English language level is, the better it would be for your life after graduation. Okay, so these job opportunities include administrative and executive work in the civil service, non-government organizations, commercial and business sectors, or any other career paths which are actually language related, such as translation or English as a second language or foreign language publishing, because all of these require very good English language skills. And yeah, for the double degree students, yeah, they're already fully qualified English teachers, so they can be exempted from the LPAT test and they can actually be fully qualified English teachers. All right. Right, so last but not least, just to remind all of you that if you're really interested in our English language, either the single degree or double degree programs, the first round of application will be until March the 20th. So seize the time, seize the opportunity to apply for the program that you like, all right? And if you have any questions about our full-time programs, not just the English language programs here, but any full-time programs offered by OHK, you're welcome to call the registry for more inquiries. And here you are, the telephone number and the email, all right? But definitely, if you're really interested in the English single degree or the English double degree, you're much more than welcome, and I'm more than happy to answer your inquiries. So you may actually call me at this number, or you can actually email me at this email address. All right. So I think it's almost time for this information section on the English single degree and English double degree for the direct application process. So if you do have any questions, I'm very happy to answer your questions right now. So I can see that we do have some here. Here we are. All right. Okay. Yes. No matter the, okay, this is actually a question from one of the participants, and he or she, okay, I'm not I can't actually figure out your gender from your name here, but this participant is questioning if there is any interview, and if the interview is individual or group interview. As far as I know, it would be group interview. Yes. So there must be interviews, of course, no matter you're applying for year 1 entry, year 2 entry, or year 3 entry, you will be invited to the admission interview. And probably the admission interview will be conducted online. Okay, it's just because of the pandemic. So I will be seeing you, okay, if you are applying for the English single degree, and the interview will be online. Normally, it should be group interview, yeah, with 2 or 3 candidates in a group. Yeah. I hope I've answered your question. So any more questions from the participants here? Oh, we do have some question here in the question and answer section. Oh, yes. For Luna Chan's question here, now by completing the English double degree, you could be either a primary school teacher or secondary school teacher. Yeah, so you do not have to decide whether you go to the primary school stream or secondary school stream, because all the courses, all the English language education courses that you have to do in the English double degree are geared towards equipping you to be either a primary school English teacher or secondary school English teacher. So you can be both. Okay, so this is just to widen your career prospect. You can be either a primary school teacher or secondary school teacher. So you don't have to choose when you're doing the courses with us. All right. So you will be a registered teacher as both a primary and secondary school English teacher. Okay, you will be qualified to teach both. Yeah. I hope I've answered your question. Yes. Thank you very much for Ms. Wong's question here. Is there any GPA requirement for senior year entry, please? It's not a requirement, but definitely we kind of require 2.5 or above for your overall GPA of your associate degree or your high diploma. Yeah, 2.5 or above. But definitely, the higher your GPA is, the higher chance that you stand in terms of being admitted. Okay, but 2.5 is supposed to be the minimum requirement, I would say. Right, so if there are no more questions, I think it's almost time for this information section on the English single degree and the English double degree. I'm very happy to see you, okay? Not exactly see you, but see your name here, okay? So which means that you may be interested in a program. Just to remind you, the first round of direct application won't be closed until March the 20th. So if you're really interested in our English single degree or English double degree, make sure that you will apply for them or either one of them as soon as possible, okay? And I hope to see all of you here at the admission interview, probably online on Zoom, all right? So again, thank you very much for being here and enjoy your weekend, stay healthy, stay positive in terms of your bodily health. these days. All right. Thank you very much for being here. Just want to say bye-bye. Bye.